NSFW, what is the craziest thing you witnessed at a party? There's a certain club in Berlin. If you go to the men's bathroom, you're almost certainly going to run into this one guy, who's been there for years, who will beg you and other random men to piss on his face, and thank you if you do. He will do it for hours every night. He is pretty polite and doesn't force you to piss on him, though he will beg you for it. I've seen a lot of crazy things, but this one dude is impossible to forget. Got a gun pointed at my crotch by the girl whose apartment the party was at. She laughed and said it wasn't loaded. Then some guy called her back over to the table where he was sitting. He said, "Give me that," and proceeded to pull out the magazine. I laughed about then. I once got stabbed in the fucking chest at a party. This guy had a ceramic plate of wings, was drunk, and I accidentally bumped into him, dropping his wings and plate. He got so fucking mad he picked up a shard of the plate and stabbed me with it. I ended up going to the hospital but was mostly okay. These guys were trying to cook a pig, which none of them have ever done, so these geniuses came up with a plan to build a fire pit, lay the pig on top, then place a cast iron bathtub over the pig to cook. All day. When it was time to feed the partiers, they removed the tub to find nothing but ashes. They cremated a pig. I was the crazy thing happening. I went to a house party at a friend's house, and it got really crowded. It was almost standing room only inside the house. Some people were in the pool, so I went out there. I didn't have a swimsuit, but having already had a few drinks, I just stripped down and hopped in. Meanwhile, inside the house, this one bitch gets super drunk and starts throwing up because one or more cocks triggered her gag reflex. With her clothes covered in vomit, she needs new clothes. She somehow ends up outside, and sure enough, there is my neatly folded clothing on the picnic table. So I'm in the pool just hanging out, and someone tells me she is taking my clothes. I look and see her almost done getting dressed. They could have pointed it out sooner. So she is about to walk away wearing my shit, and I come out of the pool, grab her by the hair, and demand my clothing back. A small shoving match starts, and since she is way past drunk, I'm winning rather easily, and I start getting my clothing off her one piece at a time. Other people there just stand and watch, with fucking phones out too. No one tries to help me. She eventually stops fighting and just cooperates with me stripping her down. So about the time I have my underwear on, she is just sitting there crying. A guy comes out of the house to defend her. He must have been next in line when she puked. He gets up in my face mad at me for assaulting her. Then bystanders finally come to my defense. He backs off and goes to tend to her, and she pukes on him. I just start laughing and tell him to go steal some clean clothes. He storms off, leaving her on the ground naked and crying. A real gentleman. I just get dressed and go home. I dread finding the video somewhere. It's been over a year now, and none of my friends even mention it anymore. I have searched for any videos, but I haven't found one. I'm scared it's going to pop up later in life. There we so many people with phones, I know it's out there somewhere. I kinda want to see it to see how my drunken memory lines up with how it actually went down. TLDR, I went skinny dipping in a pool, bitch tried to take my clothes, and I jumped out and beat her ass.